Hello and welcome to another Punters Guide. Group 1 action to look forward to in Ireland this weekend with the Irish Oaks and a good card at Newbury as well in front of the ITV cameras. As always, Jason Weaver joins to look at the action. But before we go on to the action this weekend, Jason, obviously big news in the industry this week with the new whip rules. Plenty of the industry have had their say and they're not all singing from the same hymn sheet, are they?
No, obviously there's still a massive grey area, isn't there? About 7 on the flat, 8 over jumps, but 4 over on either of those triggers a disqualification. So it's leaving that sort of grey area. There's going to be different varying bands in between. But if you can go up to 10 and you can win the race and not get thrown out, then I'm afraid that professionals push the boundaries, don't they? I think they've tried to sort of equate it to a yellow card or a red card, if you like. There's that little bit rather than the defining number of 7 or 8 over, which I think would be much, much better, wouldn't it? It's topical at the moment because the golf is on. Look, if you take 5 shots on a par 5, you go down as a 5. Just because you had 2 putts doesn't mean we can put you down for a 4, right? It doesn't work like that, does it? And I think that all sports people know that anyway, and the rules should be clear for everybody. And it would only take 1 or 2 disqualifications, not at the highest level, at any level, for everybody to know that you're sharing the burden, be that owner, trainer, jockey, punter, everybody involved. You know where you stand, and then there should be no messing around. And that survey was done over 10 weeks. There were just over 2,000 people did it. I was one who did it myself, and I know a lot of people did. So where was all the thousands and thousands and thousands of people who were absolutely against the Pro Cush padded piece of foam that you use on horses? They just weren't there. And it's not going to make thousands and thousands of people flood through the gates of racing. You love it or you don't like it, one or the other. And me, I'm a lover.
Yeah, we all are, aren't we? We certainly all are. Just a quick one in terms of the jockeys as well, because obviously no more forehand. It's all about the backhand. How is that going to affect jockeys going forward as well? You have to change the way that they approach the rides?
Yeah, no, not so much change the way you approach your ride. You've just got to adapt your style. That's the final push, the final furlong and a half, or whatever it is that you're picking the horse up. You remember Willie Carson, you remember Walter Swinburne, Ray Cochrane, all these great jockeys who use the whip very efficiently. Joe Mercer, very efficiently in the backhand position. And that's going to be the new way forward. Why? Because it's easier on the eye. However, teaching jockeys new styles to ride with the whip in a certain way is going to produce some ugly riding for a while until it has a bit of time to bed in. So note to all riders coming through and present, get on the equisizer, practice with your worst hand with the whip in the backhand position, and hopefully we can just put it in the drawer and move on, because it's I don't know who we're trying to appease, because everything is done for the horses. There's so many vets on track. Years ago, Matt, you could stand by the winner's enclosure, see horses come back in, and they would have marks down them, wales down them, wheel marks that would come up from the old whip. You don't see that anymore. It's not an offensive tool. It's there for encouragement. Jockey without a whip is like a plumber without a spanner.
We'll start with the 150, though. First of all, it is the Steventon Stakes, a small field, which has been the order of the day for many fields in recent weeks. So only the 5. And, of course, Cadillac likely to be the market leader. £500,000 this one traded for on the Eve of Royal Ascot. And a good second in the Wolferton, now in the care of Kevin Philippart de Foy.
Yeah, and I think it was a good reappearance. You talk about horses that have gone through the sales ring. So him on the Eve of Royal Ascot, 500,000. Grocer Jack, horses in training, 700,000, 1.2 million for the 2 runners in this particular lineup. Grocer Jack, we don't really know how good he is. Obviously, he ran just about to his best over in Riyadh for his previous trainer. That was on his first try for William and the team. Tasman Bay, 13 lengths behind Cadillac in the Wolferton, was given a shocker, wasn't he, on that occasion? They went absolutely flat out. He's much better than that. Finest Sound, you could only go with him on his second in the Jebel Hatter. But after that, he's run a shocker in the Diomed. I just have got a sneaking feeling that the horse who managed to win this 3 years ago, Desert Encounter for David Simcock and Sean Levy, just might be produced to an absolute T back down over the mile and a quarter. We know he's a hold-up performer. I think he can just sit on the tail of these, and maybe the old boy who's got a good record fresh could come and collect them late on.
Yeah, big prize for David Sincott last week winning the Bunbury Canny Land this afternoon with Desert Encounter. We move on to the 221. It's a staying handicap. Again, a smaller field that we've become accustomed to in this race. And 3 of these clashed in the Ascot Stakes over 2.5 miles at the Royal Meeting. Going Gone, the youngster, finished 4th. Rashun was in 5th. He repeated a few days later to finish runner-up in the Queen Alexandra. And Rock Eagle was back in 8th. Can Rock Eagle turn the form around with that pair?
Rock Eagle will drag so many people in, normally myself included. He's a beautiful looking individual, and he's become a little bit of a cliff horse. So look, he may well have his day in the sun, but I've just started to put him in the 2 difficult trade. Rashun, former winner of this, Withhold, former winner of this, 2019, 2020 for that pair. They're the old boys, aren't they? I wanted to give Rainbow Dreamer a bit of a chance. However, he's much, much better on the all-weather. Diamond Bay, I think, is probably shooting too high, having won a load of races. And obviously, Auriferous down the bottom ran well in the Consolation Pitman's Derby up behind Zoffy. So that leaves us with Gold Maze, who's just about the outsider of the party. Now, hopefully, we get the dead 8 runners. 3rd try for the team, has a bit of wriggle room, I think, from his current mark at the moment, and definitely can improve because he's the only one in the lineup stepping up in distance. I think that's absolutely key with him. David Egan, massive blow for him losing the Mishriff ride, isn't it? We don't know where that is going to go begging at the moment, but Gold Maze, huge player, each way price. Love that. Dead 8 runners.
Yeah, fingers crossed they all go. Of course, we get the 3 places. Gold Maze then for Jason. We move on from the stayers to the sprinters with the Hackwood Stakes, the 256. And let's look like we talked about it earlier about horses backing up quickly. Happy Romance is here just 7 days after running in the July Cup.
Yeah, and I mean, she's been a superstar for the team. She's got the call over a few of these over this course and distance. If I look at the younger horses in the lineup, Go Bears Go. No excuses for him in the Commonwealth. I think he pinged the lids. He got on with it. No excuses. Dubawi Legend. I thought he'd win the Jersey. He ran an absolute shocker. Trying to look back at it this morning, thinking, you know, when the taps were turned on, did he have that change of gear to cope with the drop back down to 6 furlongs? It didn't look that way. And you go through all the others. Man of Promise on a recovery. Diligent Harry makes it hard work for himself because he's a little bit keen. Great Ambassador. Terrible return to action. He'd looked a progressive sprinter last year. And then Minzal, Method, Rohan. Rohan's probably towards the top of the pack, who went back-to-back in the Wokingham. Big ride for Holly Doyle as far as he is concerned. She gets the leg up on him. I keep going back to one piece of form last year, and I cannot believe that Chill Chill is around about 14-1 at the moment. Now, she chased home Emirati Anna when he was in absolutely peak form last year up in the Haydock Park Sprint Cup. That form is fantastic. She's got a good record fresh. Balding runner, the team are hot. I just see her as a big each way player. You know, I could give you any pick. Minzal will run well. Rohan, yes. Method, we haven't seen the best of him. They're all much of a muchness. The only one I can see in here who's going to throw her hat into the ring would be a Chill Chill. She's a big each way price again.
Yeah, she's won the Chip Chase last year, 5th in the Northorpe, 3rd in the Sprint Cup. She got a decent chance on her return at Chill Chill in the Hackwood. We dropped down a furlong as well because we've got the Super Sprint, the feature race, big pot on offer. Obviously a big field. It's certainly quantity over quality, but last year, Jason, you got one in the frame for us. I think it's about 80-1. So come on, no pressure. What have we got for us this year in the Super Sprint?
Look, it was funny going through the form earlier on last week. Every time I kept clicking onto the Royal Ascot form, Maria Bramwell kept popping up. She's going to be towards the top of the market, and she should be. Absolutely, she should be. I'm allowed 2 darts in here. I think she's the best in the lineup by some way. We know how Richard Hannon has a brilliant record and everything else, but Maria Bramwell was an eye catcher. The only thing that will catch her out is Newbury 5 furlongs, bit flat, completely flat. Ascot, she was staying on, if you like, on that slightly stiffer 5 there, but it's a different sort of surface. So I think that she will have the class. I love the trainer, jockey. There are huge positives as far as she is concerned. And then I do turn to one of the Hannon runners, but it's all the way down the bottom. Land of Summer, who's drawn in 12, right next door to Maria Bramwell. Not quite sure what sort of price she is, but she looked pretty good on her first 2 tries. Wasn't completely thrown out, if you like, with the washing last time. And this sort of company, because she has that nice sit, 8 stone 4 on her back, weight stops trained. She's officially rated 83. So it just brings her into the equation. I think that the girls are going to have it. Maria Branwell, but Land of Summer, Hayley Turner, no weight on its back as an each-way play.
Yeah, and 2 against the field, and we know Richard Allen's such a good record in this race, of course, as has Richard Fye, perhaps 2 of the trainers to concentrate on. Right, 5 races then we've looked at for the ITV cameras. What's your idea of a best bet on the cards this weekend, please?
You know, the more I looked, and I went over the sprint time and time again, the Hackwood, and, you know, on their best, you can give so many a chance. But I have to say, if Chill is fit, I thought that she was completely the wrong price. You know, 14 to 1 gives everybody a decent opportunity, and there's definitely going to be enough for the each-way play.
Yeah, Chill then, the each-way play in the Hackwood Stakes, overpriced. Probably not aptly named considering what weather we've got coming up over the next few days. But Chill hopefully to get us a decent price winner this weekend. Next weekend, of course, we've got the King George to look forward to at Ascot. And Glorious Goodwood on the horizon as well. Jake's will join us for that. Wherever you're back in there this week, the best of luck.